Okay, so sir, kailan po due date ng lab 4? Ko ba nalagay doon? Lab number 4. 5. Ah, I forgot. So this is also July 2. Okay, so the same due date with the module 3. Module 3 quiz, and then the case study number 3. Okay, so thank you for that one. So I forgot to put the due date of this one. So this is also July 2. Okay. So thank you for that one, Miss Feby. Okay, so any other concerns so far? Okay, and then for lab number 5, 6, and then module 4 quiz, and then case study number 4, the due dates will be July 10. Baba ka muna. Yeah. Okay. So sorry for that. My cat is keep on climbing up on my desktop. So napunta siya sa harapan ng camera, so kailangan kong tanggalin. Okay. So any other concerns? Okay, so I think wala na. Okay then, so let us now proceed with the operations and numbers. So we're going to talk about binary, octal, and then hexadecimal. Okay, so first is the binary addition. So this is just super simple. So binary addition is very simple, same rule as decimal. So in here, 1 plus 1 is 10, 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 11, 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 100, and so on and so forth. Okay, so anybody who has an idea why 1 plus 1 is 10, not 1 plus 1 is 2? Anyone? On why 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 11, not 3? Okay, let me ask someone randomly. Mr. Kiwas. Mr. Kiwas? So
Sir, ano ulit yung tanong?
do you have an idea why 1 plus 1 is 10 in binary?
Sure, no.
Okay, what about the others? Anyone? Okay, Mr. Urven? Kent Max? Hello? Mr. Urven or Urven? Okay, so maybe he's not around. Okay, what about you, Miss Jeline Damaslog?
Sir, no idea.
Okay. All right, so it seems that most of you, this is your first time encountering this kind of addition. So it is still the same, with our normal math. So 1 plus 1 is 2, right? But since we're talking about binary, so remember that in binary, we only have 0 and 1. Pangit naman nun, 0 and 1. Okay? So we cannot write 2 as a result. So how do we represent 2 in binary? So in binary, it's a 0, 0, 1, 0. Okay? And as you guys can see right here, you can remove the 2, 0. Okay, this one right here, we can remove that one. And then the remaining answer will be 10. So that's why 1 plus 1 in binary is 10. Or 1, 0. Okay, because you have to activate the 2 in here. Okay? So the same uh, concept with the 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. Okay, the three ones. So in here, this one should be 3, right? But in binary, it's 0, 0, 1, 1. So we can remove this one again. So the final answer would be 11 or 1, 1. Okay. So are you getting now the idea, guys? Okay. So the same concept if we have four ones. Okay. 1, 1, 1, 1. So this one is equal to 4, but in binary, it's 1, 0, 0 or 0, 1, 0, 0. So you can remove this one. So the result for this one is 100. Okay, so that's basically it. So if you want to add binary, so it's still the same. Just get the total sum, but after that, you have to convert that decimal number into a equivalent binary result. Okay. So you can also base it on this table. So 1 plus 1 is 10, 0 plus 0 is 0, 0 plus 1 plus 0 is 1. What else? Uh, 0 plus 1 is 1. And yeah, those only. Yeah, so that's it for the binary addition. So let's have a simple example. So getting this one, so 1 plus 1 is 10. Okay, so carry 1, bring down 0. 1 plus 1 is 10 again. Carry 1, bring down 0. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 11. Carry 1, bring down 1. 1 plus 1 is 10. Carry 1, bring down 0. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 11. Carry 1, bring down 1. 1 plus 1 is 10. Carry 1, bring down 0. And then bring down the carry. Okay, so this is not the result for the example number 1. Okay, so yeah, were you guys able to get this one?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So easy, right? Super simple. Okay, so I will not answer number 1 and number 2 anymore since those examples are similar with this example. So let's just answer one number with 3 and 4. So which one would you guys like? Is it 3 or 4? What number? So if you want 3, just give me thumbs up and then I'll count it. How about 4? Okay, so let's go for number 4. Hmm, nangyari. Copying to clipboard. Okay, just wait a second. May napindot akong iba. Okay, so let us answer this one. So 0 plus 1 plus 0 is 1. 1 plus 1 is 10. So carry 1, bring down 0. 1 plus 1 is 10. Carry 1, bring down 0. 1 plus 1 is 11. So carry 1, bring down 1. 1 plus 3 zeros is 1. 1 plus 1 is 10. Carry 1, bring down 0. 1 plus 3 zeros is 1. 1 plus 1 is 10, carry 1, bring down 0. Okay, 1 plus 1 is 10, carry 1, bring down 0. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 4, so it's 100. So in here, you need to put the carry on this one first for the 1 and then followed by the 0 on the second one. Okay, so you cannot put the 10 on one column only. So you should separate them. So one for this column and then another number for this column and then bring down the 0 right here. Okay, so 0 plus 1 is 1 and then 1 plus 1 is 10. Carry 1, bring down 0 and then bring down that carry. And then for the decimal, so it's still right here. Okay. Then after this, you can now group this one by 4 for uh, you know, a better representation of your answer. So were you guys able to follow so far? Okay. So again, just remember if it's 100, if it's carried to 100. So let me just give you another real quick example. Okay, let's have this example. So if it's 4 1, so this one is 100, right? So we have to put the first carry in here, and then the second carry, and then bring down 0. So that's how you put carries if you have 2 or more. Okay, so 0 plus 1 is 1, and then 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 11. All right, so I hope this one is clear to you guys. So any questions so far regarding with the binary addition?
Answer.
Okay, so if you guys don't have a question anymore, then let's now proceed to binary subtraction. Okay, so this one is also super simple. Okay, same rule, still as a decimal. So there's a correction with this one. So this one is binary subtraction. Okay, not binary addition. So in here, of course, 1 minus 1 is 0, but 0 minus 1 is cannot be. Okay, so that is why you have to borrow on this neighbor of yours. So this one now, of course, will become 0, and then this 0 will become 10. Okay, so that's how things go in here. So to make this one simple, okay, so in binary subtraction, so if you're going to borrow, let's say this man, this 0 right here will borrow to this neighbor of him. So of course this 1 will become 0, but this 0 will become 2. Okay, so 2, but in binary this one is 10, right? So you're going to put here 10. Okay, that's how things go in uh, binary subtraction. So this one is super similar also with how we subtract things, and then if we borrow things, let's say from 0 it will become 10, from 15 it will become, I mean from 5 it will become 15, and so on and so forth. So you're borrowing 10 from this neighbor of yours. Okay, but in here actually you're making that one into 2, not 10. Okay, it's just that this 10 in here has an equivalent value of 2 in decimal. Okay, so yeah, so that is why if you're going to deduct 1 in here, let's say minus 1, this one is not equal to 9. This one is equal to, so 2 minus 1 is 1. Okay, since this one has a value of 1 in decimal, this one has a value of 2 in decimal. So 2 minus 1 is 1. Okay, so I hope we are clear with this one upon how we borrow things when it comes to subtraction. Are we somehow clear? Were you guys able to get the logic?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so just let me know if you're quite confused. So let's answer this one now. So 1 minus 1 is of course 0. 0 minus 1 is cannot be, so we have to borrow. So this 1 will become 0, and this 0 will become 10. And then 10 minus 1 is 1. Okay, 0 minus 1 is again cannot be, so we have to borrow to this neighbor of yours. So 1 will become 0, 0 will become 10. Okay, 10 minus 1 will become 1. 0 minus 0 is still 0, 1 minus 1 is 0, 1 minus 0 is 1. Okay, so let's compare our answer. We have the same, so 1 0 0 1 1 0. All right, So are we clear so far regarding with this example? Okay, great. So if ever that you have a question, so don't be shy to ask, okay? Okay, so again, we will not answer number one and two since this one is super similar with this one. So the one that we're going to answer is the one that is a little bit more difficult. So in this case, I'll choose number three. Okay. Oops. Naglalag na yung aking laptop. It's happening. Guess I need to buy a new one, but I don't have the money. So sad. Anyway, so let's now answer this one. So let's start from above, of course. So 0 minus 1, this cannot be. So we have to borrow to this neighbor of yours. So 1 will become 0. Okay, 0, yeah, 0 will become 10. Okay, and then 10 minus 1 is 1. Okay, and then 1 minus 0 is still 1. So did you guys get that one so far? Are you guys able to follow on this column? Okay, great. So let's now move on to the next one. So 0 minus 1 is again cannot be. Okay, so we have to borrow to this neighbor of yours. But there is a problem. So this neighbor of yours doesn't have anything, so he cannot let you borrow. Or even though he wants to, okay, he won't be able to give you something. Okay, so sorry for that, Mr. Palagi or Miss Palagi. I have to mute you. All right, so let's go back here. So 0 minus 1 is again cannot be, so we have to borrow, but this neighbor of yours doesn't have anything. So this neighbor of yours have to borrow to, okay, have to borrow to his neighbor first. So in here, 1 will become 0, and then 0 will become 10. Okay, so now he now have the money, so we can now borrow something. So 0 will become 10, and then of course this 10 will become 1. Okay, so isa lang mababawas sa kanya. Okay, so he borrowed to his neighbor and then he got 2, and someone borrowed to him. Of course, there's parang ganun, medyo madaya nga eh, to be exact. So you're going to borrow 2, but if someone will borrow to you, uh, you'll be only deducted by 1. Okay. So parang mas maganda pang humiram ka na lang and then magpahiram ka na din kasi merong matitirang isa sa'yo. So yeah, that's how things goes when it comes to subtraction in binary. Okay, so now we can now deduct this 10 right here since this is now possible. So 10 minus 1 is 1. Minus 1 is 0. Oops. Okay. So were you guys able to follow on the second column? Okay, so I'll give you guys 10 seconds to analyze. Okay, great. All right, so let's now move on to the next one. So 1 minus 1 is 0. Okay, let me just cancel this one now. So we now have 0 right here. And 0 minus 1 is cannot be, so we have to borrow to your neighbor. But that neighbor of yours doesn't have anything, so this one have to borrow first to his neighbor. So this 1 will become 0, and then 0 will become 10. Okay, so you can now borrow to this neighbor of yours since he has now a money. So 10 will become 1, Okay, and then 0, oops, 0 will become 10. Okay, so now we can deduct this one now. So 10 minus 1 is 1. So did you guys get that one so far? The third column? Okay. All right, so great. So let's now move on to the fourth column. So this one is already cancelled. So 1 minus 1 is 0. So let me just cancel this one and this one also. So we now have 0 right here. And 0 minus 1 is cannot be. So we have to borrow again. So same concept. This one has to borrow first to his neighbor since he doesn't have anything. So 1 will become 0. 0 will become 10. 10 will become 0. And then 0 will become 10. Ah, my bad. This is not 0. Okay, 10 will become 1. Okay, so it will be deducted by 1 only, not 2. So now we can deduct this one now since this one now is valid. So 10 minus 1 is 1. Okay, so are we still clear? Do we have the same result as what you are thinking? All right, okay, very good. So let's now move on to the fifth column. So 1 minus 1 is 0. So cancel, cancel. Okay. So 0 minus 0 is, of course, still 0. Okay. Moving on to the next one. So 0 minus 0 is 0 minus 0 is still 0. So just put here 0. 1 minus 1. So, of course, it's already 0. So just put here 0. So 0 minus 1 is cannot be. So we have to borrow to this neighbor of yours. So 1 will become 0. 0 will become 10. And then 10 minus 1 is 1. Okay. And then 0 minus 1 is cannot be. So we have to borrow to this neighbor of yours. So same logic. This neighbor of yours have to borrow first to his neighbor because he doesn't have anything. So 1 will become 0. And then 0 will become 10. And then you can now borrow to this neighbor of yours since he has no money. So 10 will become 1. And then 0 will become 10. 10 minus 1 is 1. So are we clear up to this point? Okay, very good. So 1 minus 1 is 0, and then 0 minus 1 is cannot be. So we have to borrow. So same logic, since this one doesn't have anything, so he has to borrow first. So 1 will become 0, 0 will become 10, 10 will become 1, and then 0 will become 10. So 10 minus 1 is 1, minus 1 is 0. And then right here, 1 minus 0 is 1. And then 0 minus 0 is 0. Okay, so this is now our final answer. So, did you guys get this one so far? All right. So, I would say that this is the one of the confusing part when it comes to binary addition or subtraction. So addition is super easy. Subtraction is kind of tricky, or let's just say that it's kind of messy. Okay. So marami lang siyang carry, carry, borrow, borrow. But once you've got the logic, it's super easy already. Okay. So yeah, that's it for this example for the binary subtraction. So the next one is octal addition. So we also have octal addition. Okay. So in here, everything seems normal. 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 plus 1 is 6. So I guess you guys don't have a problem with letter A. But on letter B, 7 plus 1 is 10. So carry 1, bring down 0. 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 6. So remember that in octal, we don't have 8 and 9. So what will happen? What will happen if we have a result of 8? So again, it is already 10. So you'll jump next to 10, okay? Since you don't have 8 and 9. So going back with our, I actually saved the notepad. So when going back right here, so we have the decimal. This is the normal way on how to count things in, you know, with us human and then the computers. But in octal, so it has a different method. So 0 to 7 is the same for the octal and decimal. But once you reach 8, it's already 10. So that is why in here, 7 plus 1 is 8, but you have to write here 10. Okay, since we don't have 8 in octal. And then of course 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 6. So that's the reason why we have a result of 60. Okay, not 58. So are we clear so far regarding with this one?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. So let's answer letter D. Okay, yeah, letter D. So it's 52.7 base 8 and then 76.4 base 8. So 4 plus 7 is 11, okay? But if we are going to take a look on that one right here, so 11 in decimal, but in octal it's already 13, okay? So just put here 13. So carry 1, bring down 3. 6 plus 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9. So 9 in decimal, but in octal it's 11. Okay, so carry 1, bring down 1. 1 plus 5 plus 7, so it's 13. So 13 in decimal, but in octal it's 15. So carry 1, bring down 5, and then bring down the carry. And then the decimal would be right here. So the result of this octal addition is 151.3 base 8. Okay, so were you guys able to follow so far? Alright. So the best method that you guys can do is you must have a list of this one, a copy of this one. So if you want, you can take a screenshot of this one, okay, so that you can have your own reference. So let's say in addition for let's say in 24, but in hexadecimal you have to write 18, and then in octal you have to write 30. So you guys have to follow this certain sequence. Okay, it's not exactly 24, but it's 18 or 30. So depending on the number system. Okay, so that's it for the octal addition. Let's now move on to the hexadecimal addition. So in here, 4 plus 6 is 10. So again, if you guys can still remember, 4 plus 6, 10 in hexadecimal is letter A. Okay, so that is why we have put here A as a result. And then 7 plus 2 is still 9. Okay, but in here, 7 plus 9 is 10. So again, how did we get 10? Because if you guys are going to take a look on this one, 7 plus 9 is 16. So in hexadecimal, it's 10. So that's the reason why it's carry 1, bring down 0. Okay. But how about this one, sir? So 1 plus F plus E. How did we get this 1E right here? So we can get the value of this one first. Let's say F is 15, right? And then E is 14. Am I correct? 15 and then 14 E F. Let me just check. Okay, E is 14, F is 15. So 14 plus 15 is 29. 29 plus 1 is 30. Okay. 30 in hexadecimal is 1e. So that's the reason why we have a result here of 1e. Okay, so were you guys able to get that one? Okay, so as long as you have this reference, so you'll never go wrong with your answer. Okay, so as long as you know the logic on how did we come up with this kind of sequence, then you're good to go. Even though you have, let's say, up to 70 of result, 80 of result, so just have a list of that one. Okay, so in here, let's just answer one. Okay, so let's answer letter E. So B A dot B E plus FAFA FA dot FA. So B plus FAFA. Okay, so E again is 14 and then A is 10. So 10 plus 14 is 24. And in hexadecimal, 24 is equal to 18. Okay, so carry 1, bring down 8. So F is 15 plus B is 11. So 26 plus 1 is 27. So 27 is 1B in hexadecimal. So 1 and then B. And then that right here. So A plus A is 20 plus 1 is 21. So 21, but it's 15 in hexadecimal. So carry 1, bring down 5. A plus B is again 15 plus 11, 26 plus 1 is 22. So 22 in decimal, but it's 16 in hexadecimal. So carry 1, bring down 6. And then bring down that carry. So the result of this one is 165 that B8. Okay, so of course with the base of 16. So are we clear with hexadecimal addition? Okay, very good. All right, so since we don't have enough time anymore, so we'll just continue the rest on the second meeting or the part 2. Okay, so goodbye for now and see you guys later.